So this supposed dialogue between Fritz Springmeier and the Illuminati continues. Firstly, I'd like to just apologise for my first video there. I do realise now, being inexperienced in these matters, that it does drag on a bit and I kind of go off the point quite a bit, and it's a lot longer than it should be, so sorry about that. But if you can just bear with me, hopefully things will improve. But anyway, Fritz has posted another article, if you like. Dialogue with the bloodline leaders. Everyone appreciates being understood and listened to, and a gape is to look at both sides of an issue. No one is all-knowing, whether at the top or bottom of the heap of humanity. It goes without saying that dialogue between the top and bottom has the potential to help humanity. Along that line, then, this post shares some recent info discussed in communication between me and some Illuminati kingpins. We were all born with 2 ears and 1 mouth, suggesting that humans were designed to listen more than talk. There are 2 sides to a door, and 2 sides to a marriage. What did I learn when I communicated with these kingpins? This is getting more and more confusing, because basically, I don't know what's going on here. I really don't. I mean, they're making themselves out to be the good guys. I mean, we do know, and it is a fact, that the Rothschild family is a criminal cartel. They are elite. They are an elite mafia. The head of the Rothschild family today is a baron. He requested that I simply call him Charles or Jacob. I hear he has been a peacemaker within his family. While he prefers not to be addressed with this title, even without the title, he has a longer name than most of us. Nathaniel Charles Jacob Rothschild. When I asked him what we can do to bring accountability to our leaders, he basically answered that, sadly, power corrupts. And that if you take a corrupt person in power and replace him with a fair and just person, sooner or later they will also become swallowed in corruption. This is apparently Jacob Rothschild talking about the politicians. This is quite ridiculous. In other words, accountability is an ongoing issue that can't be resolved once and for all. When asked what the Rothschilds' goals were for Israel, he said that neither he nor my family involves themselves in Israeli politics. Really. I mean, everything, this whole article is going against what I at least have read many times from various different areas, including sometimes Fritz Springmeier himself. It's completely contrary. So, if this has got an ounce, an element of truth in it, then everything we know about the Illuminati is wrong. Or this is just a complete pile of bullshit and some kind of promotional attempt at... I don't even know why they'd even do this. It doesn't make sense. And as somebody pointed out in the comments on the Facebook posting, why would they, even though, yes, Fritz is a respected kind of voice amongst the, for want of a better word, alternative media group. He's still, even on Facebook, he's got about 9,000 followers, 1,000 odd friends or whatever. They're not exactly reaching the world with this. You know what I mean? If this is all true, this is huge. This is massive. But, you know, they're quite happy to not really get the voice out worldwide. He also said Judaism is our religion, our belief, our life. I understand this to mean that while Israel is important to him and his family, he is not involved in running the nation. I mean, I thought the Rothschilds were pretty instrumental in the creation of Israel. Charles Jacobus the Rothschild also commented on William C. Van Dyne, William Cornelius Van Dyne. William is the most extraordinary man. Also, he pointed out he was born in Porlac, France, in 1936. What I found interesting is that Hugh Trevor-Roper was his tutor growing up. One final thought from him, he said, the most thought-provoking thing in our time is that we are still not thinking. Again, are these people not instrumental in dumbing down the nation, making us not think? Absolutely pulling down education, filling our world with absolute drivel, mundane, pointless shit. And he's turning around and saying, we're not thinking. It just doesn't add up. William Van Dyne, who stays constantly busy, has been using the age-old tactic of the carrot-and-stick approach to influence the world. The stick. At times he has to meet with the head of the Bureau, who runs about 50 assassins to ensure that high-level criminals will not walk free, even if they beat the court system. He does not mind that I report this. I'm not surprised, because it's bullshit. This limited vigilante system is in the process of expanding worldwide. My impression is that he'd like corrupt people in high places to think how they act. The carrot. On the carrot side, he has created the Van Dyne Foundation, based in Liechtenstein. This is all, again, just bullying themselves up. What it's basically for, apparently, is to improve economical, educational and social purposes. It's not doing a very good job, is it? The world is in such a state. They have, between them, literally hundreds and hundreds of billions of whatever currency you want to use. I don't think it matters. But pounds, dollars, euros, whatever. And they're basically saying they're trying to improve the world. Well, I think they are for them, yes. There are excerpts from a speech he gave, I think, to do with this foundation, which again, he starts going on about terrorism, of all things, and basically focusing on kidnapping for ransom, strangely enough, and blaming the disappearance of the children around the world on these drug barons. Please let me reaffirm to you that the absolute respect of all obligations under international law is a priority in the world's fight against terrorism. Really? I would like to put the topic of kidnapping for ransom on the agenda. So, basically, he's highlighting this kidnapping for ransom as the main reason as to why 120,000 children disappear around the world every year. It's all these private kind of drug barons and criminal organisations doing it for getting them into prostitution and child soldiers, things like that. Not a mention of things we know that these people get up to. Anyway, this is the next step in this saga, and it doesn't add up, it doesn't make sense. It's either fake or very, very strange propaganda attempt at putting the Illuminati in a nice light, which will only work on the people who are already asleep and unaware of what these people have done and are doing. So what is their real motives here?